Hi, it's John and welcome once again to Jam Live Tech Talk. Today we're putting the brand new DJI Pocket 2 up against the Sony ZV-1. Which is the better vlogging camera? Let's take a Jam Live Tech adventure. So before we get started, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. It really does help this channel out. If you like this video, please give us a big thumbs up and ring the bell so that you'll know when we drop our great tech videos right here. With that out of the way, we have been comparing these two cameras side by side over the last few days and the results are interesting. To let you know, in regards to stabilization for the Sony, once again we used catalyst brows and the 3-axis for the DJI Pocket 2 that it has on board. Okay, so let's firstly go over to the comparisons, and when we come back we'll go over where each of the cameras win and lose. Microphone test with DJI Osmo Pocket 2 and the Creators Kit wireless mic. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3. Microphone test with Sony ZV-1 and Rode Wireless Go. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3.
One of my favorite features of the Pocket 2 is the time-lapse modes. Here you can see a right to left pan, and the Sony is limited to a static time-lapse. Here in a handheld slow pan, the stabilization of catalyst brows is almost equal to that 3-axis stabilization on the Pocket 2. However, you do see that the horizon is held nice and flat on the Pocket 2. Here again on the handheld tripod test, you can see the Osmo Pocket 2 is holding that horizon. Not too bad with the catalyst brow stabilization, but you can see the odd jitter here and there. The Osmo Pocket does win in the stabilization game, but it's not major, and for me it's not enough to be a real game changer. Okay, very interesting, the vlog test. A couple of things for me. Number one, with both wide angle lenses fitted on both cameras, the wide angle lens on the Pocket 2 gives you a lot more field of view. Just remember though, on the Pocket 2 you don't have to crop down to stabilize. That's why the Sony looks a bit narrower. But you can see the Sony ZV-1 performing better with dynamic range, more detail in the shadows and the light. And stabilization, yes, goes to the Pocket 2 again, but very, very close. And here's the low light test. Sony, the clear winner here, doesn't even need to go past 200 ISO. It has the shot there. But look, I think the DJI did better than expected. It probably has the shot around the 400 to 800 mark with not as much noise as I expected.
What did you guys think of the footage? Let's go over the cameras and look at the advantages of each. So firstly, the ZV-1. The biggest wins yet again is in the dynamic range and the low light performance. That 1-inch sensor wins out every time in the small camera low light race. I've said it before, but again, if you need to shoot in low light, the ZV-1 is the camera for you. Next, once again, that great articulating screen is larger and actually rotates from front to back, and it makes it so much easier to frame your shot. Next, the Pro controls of the camera give you a lot more control than the Pocket 2, and that is really handy to have so you can get a great shot in some tricky conditions. Next is the optical zoom, which has a much larger range. You can also use it when recording, and it's optical, so you are not cropping the image, therefore losing quality. The inbuilt mic jack is next, so you can add any external mic you want and don't have to buy a separate adapter. And then Sony's great autofocus. Although the Pocket 2 seems to have improved, it still does not match Sony's lightning autofocus. And I love the depth of field or blurred background you can get with the Sony, and product showcase is a real win for some vloggers as well. And now for the DJI Pocket 2. The first win is the onboard 3-axis stabilization, which means your footage will always have a steady level shot, without having to crop or use software to get it there after the fact. Which means if you want to shoot and post straight away, this is the camera to do it with. Next, the options for time lapse. You can shoot moving time lapses or time warps, and you can also get motion lapses with point to point and right to left, left to right modes, which has to be my favorite feature of the camera. Lastly, for the Pocket 2 is the DJI Mimo app, which gives you great control over the camera wirelessly without touching the camera, which is really important in certain circumstances. So for me, if you can only afford one camera, it's the Sony ZV-1. It seems to be made for vlogging, and now with some added help from accessories, really is the vlogging camera of the year. Don't get me wrong, the Pocket 2 does function very well for vlogging and does some things that the Sony does not. And if you can afford both, they make an awesome vlogger's carry, especially if you buy the Creators Kit with wireless mic and an all-in-one extension. And at nearly half the price of the ZV-1, if you're on a budget, I could for sure recommend the Pocket 2. But what did you guys think? Leave a comment below and tell us which is your favorite of these two. And that's it for today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a big thumbs up. And we'll see you on the next Jam Life Tech adventure.